Hi, everybody. It's Jeff here. I am the videographer with DoYogaWithMe, and I'm sitting with the wonderfully talented Fiji McAlpine.
Hi, everybody.
It's been a really extremely long time since I've been on camera. We've had Fiji on camera a ton of times this year. That's why you guys are here, is to see yoga. But today we're going to talk about yoga, and we're going to talk about what we've been up to. Um, if you look around, you see we're on a set here. We've been building the studio this year, and thanks to everybody's support and keeping us going and keeping us doing more stuff like this. So it's a simple conversation. This is where we are, right? And I know Fiji's been with David since the beginning.
Yes, but did you know that we're not married? Everybody thinks we're married. We're really, really good friends, and I'm also friends with his amazing partner, Stacy.
Correct. Wait, hold on, because I know that there's more things out there like this. There's not just, oh, David and Fiji are married. There's this, there's that. There's actually, I'll let you say this one. What's the most Googled Fiji McAlpine thing?
Is Fiji McAlpine married?
But the first time she told me that, I had to laugh because that means, well, for some reason, people have been checking.
Yes, somebody's been looking.
Yeah. Okay. What did the beginning look like? David, you got a phone call one day. Hey, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, well, it didn't look like this at all. So David and I have been teaching yoga together for over a decade, and I think I'm probably one of the longest running teachers on DoYogaWithMe, so I have seen it from the beginning. And really what it was is David had this great idea. I want to film yoga teachers so that we can stream yoga around the world so that more people can do yoga, and we'll offer it for free so that everyone has access to it. And I said, that sounds like an amazing idea. So he took his tiny little camera that he had, and we would go and find public beaches where there were also lots of other people and barking dogs and all kinds of other things going on. And we'd try to film a yoga class. And that first class for me was Foundations in Flow, and we filmed it on Dallas Road.
Interesting.
Very busy place. So that 45-minute yoga practice took about 4.5 hours to actually film. One of the reasons was because David only had one camera. He would set it up on one side and I would do a sequence. Then he'd say, stop. And he'd pick it up and he'd take it over to the other side and he'd film the other side and say, stop. And then he'd move it again to some third angle he wanted and say, okay, try doing it again. So I'd have to do everything repeatedly just to get one take, one side, one sequence. So as you can imagine, things took a really long time. And we didn't have microphones either back then, so I couldn't speak. And I had to then go and do a voiceover in his basement, like 4 or 5 months later, trying to remember what I'd actually filmed way back then when it was ready to edit. So it was a really arduous process, but it was worth it because it got us here.
And I think, maybe you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. I do know that David has told me he did himself, but did he have you voiceovering yourself in a closet?
It was, well, yes, we were set up in corners sometimes because of noise bouncing, but most of the time I think I was down in a legit basement, like a tiny low walls, cement floor basement, staring at a computer screen, watching the reel and trying to match my voice up to it, which was quite challenging and took hours as well on its own.
It kind of feels like I can't do anything wrong.
No. So yes,
So
now we're really lucky because we have you and we have another videographer, Jeff, and you are dedicated to filming as well and doing all of our editing. And we have this amazing set, so we don't have to go and find strange places to film where people are making all kinds of noise and walking by and in and out. We actually have a place that we can call our own.
I actually have a funny story. So all of these filming processes, everything, we try to be as dialed as humanly possible and be ready to go and prepared and everything else. Well, we're having a hard time finding outdoor locations. So Fiji last year during COVID, and we're trying to be very mindful and everything like this. We're trying to stay away from people. Said, hey, my friend's got this great property. We're going to go up there and film. Everything will be wonderful. And I'm going to let you speak to what you think, how many flies were on you that day. But it was honestly, it was like a horror film. It was like birds, but with flies. We're filming Fiji. I've got the headphones. All I can hear the whole time is bzzz, and she's trying to keep her composure. Jeff and I, my work partner here, him and I are like waving things around. Like, please fill them in.
We have had some interesting experiences in making classes for all of you. And I have to say, out of that crazy filming day, some classes are online and you're practicing them and you have no idea that thousands of flies are swarming me as I'm trying to balance and look serene.
Yes.
So there were definitely thousands of flies. Then that reminds me of another farm that we tried filming on before we had a dedicated outdoor space. And that was the one where the cows kept walking up and trying to lick me when I was filming.
This is actually true.
And moo, and they wouldn't get out of the way. And I think that there was weird flying things that day as well. Or when we're outside and we're filming and we're being eaten alive by mosquitoes and we're trying to maintain a nice serene look and not swat ourselves instead of doing
the cow incident was so ludicrous. It was unbelievable. So we're filming in this big field. Fiji's working away. I've got the 3 cameras around me. My partner here, Jeff, is working away. All of a sudden, he kind of motions to me and I look up and there's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 cows around us. And they're sneaking towards Fiji. Jeff's chasing them off. And I look over and one of them was licking a camera at one point in time. And it was about, like, I don't even know how hot it was that day, but I remember just like throwing my hands in the air. I can't win. I can't win.
Yeah, no, we have adapted and figured out how to do things better since then. And we have places now that we can film that we're allowed to be there, and there's not cows and there's minimal flies and not as many mosquitoes. But all of it's just been part of our growing process over the years. And really now, like every year it was like, okay, we went from 1 camera to now we have 2 cameras. Now we have 2 good cameras. Now we have good mics that aren't a big puffball that we have to wear right here in our yoga tops that sticks out. So we've like really been able to adapt and evolve. And we have these lights, which are really great too, so that you can actually see our movement when we are doing the different poses. And we don't have those blinding reflectors as much. So it's really been a cool journey to see how we've been able to grow. And in growing, we've been able to do some really cool things like making calm in the chaos. So that was something that was a challenge. We had to get the right equipment and we had to
go out into the middle of nowhere, walk way into the bush, walk out to an abandoned hydro plant, drag Fiji, Jeff, and all the other gear and everything and do it all on a little battery power within a time frame. And we filmed 5 classes that day.
Got it all done because there was no other choice.
And I think back and I don't know how I allowed that to happen or suggested it.
Yeah, but we did it and it was absolutely amazing.
It was, yeah. There's so many little funny stories I know from just the stuff that I've done with you guys. But I've talked to David so many times and talked to Fiji so many times, and I think back and think of where we're at now, and it's like a really kind of a natural organic progression kind of going, but also developing for people out there, for you guys out there. And I think that's really what drives me. I think for you as well, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's all the comments that we get from you about how much you love what we're doing and the suggestions that you give us on the types of classes that you want to see. All of our teachers are dedicated to our mission, which is to provide more yoga to people around the world. We absolutely love our team. All of our teachers are a family. All of our staff is a family as well. We're a really sort of a small, tiny little tight-knit group of people who all live on Vancouver Island and are making amazing yoga and sharing it with you. So we really appreciate you guys supporting us and being part of our community, our global community.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for always sticking with us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for letting me talk to you on camera again today. It's been a long time.
It has.
It's nice for me to actually say hello to everyone, and I hope you guys are appreciating the work that we're putting out. We're trying really hard to give you as much as we can. I'd like to let you know we're always going to try to give you as much as we can. And we've got a bunch of stuff happening this fall, a membership drive to kind of keep people incentivized with us, and just keep us all going and keep us kind of moving in the same direction. So it's great seeing you today.
Good to see you as well.
Good seeing you guys as well. I think we're probably going to do more talks with everybody because I think there's a lot of funny stories out there that everybody should.
Oh yeah. Burning your feet on your black yoga mat, all kinds of funny things that have happened to our teachers.
Just to keep the ball rolling. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, bye for now.
Take care.